Okay, let's just dive right in. You might want to forget everything you thought you knew about love, dating, and marriage. Seriously, because from the very first swipe on a dating app to what happily ever after even means anymore, the entire rulebook for romance is being rewritten as we speak. So, let's explore how modern relationships are changing, the new challenges they're facing, and all the new ways people are finding to connect. And let's kick things off with a number that really sets the stage: 60%. According to Pew Research, a clear majority, 60% of adults under 35 in the US are living without a spouse or a partner. Now, this isn't just some passing trend. It's a huge, fundamental shift away from the old idea that being part of a couple is just the default way you're supposed to live your life. But here's what's so fascinating about that. This doesn't mean partnership is dead, not at all. It actually signals the start of something totally new, an era where relationships are something you consciously choose and design for yourself, not something you just fall into. People are actively opting in to coupledom as a real lifestyle choice, instead of it just being the assumed next step. So if partnership is now a choice, well, where does it all begin? Dating, of course. And today, that means you have to navigate the often chaotic, kind of wild world of digital dating, which, comes with its own very unique set of rules and, pitfalls. I think we all know this feeling, right? You're having a great chat, things are clicking, maybe you've even went on a date or two, and then, poof, nothing. Absolute radio silence. It's become a defining and, let's be honest, super frustrating experience of dating today. And there's a word for it, of course: ghosting. It's pretty much the ultimate silent treatment, and its rise is, it's directly tied to how easy and anonymous dating apps can feel. Some mental health experts even call it a form of passive-aggressive emotional cruelty, because it just leaves the other person hanging with zero closure, just questions. But why? Why do people actually do it? This chart lays it out pretty clearly. The biggest reason, at a whopping 81%, is simply, I wasn't that into them. But look a little closer. It's really about avoiding the ghoster's own discomfort. They don't want to have that direct, honest, and maybe awkward conversation. It's basically a self-centered move to just sidestep any confrontation. Okay, so let's move on from the chaos of early dating to what happens when things actually start getting serious. For modern couples, that first big step toward real commitment looks way different than it did for our parents or grandparents. And this chart, wow, it just says it all. If you go back to the late 60s, early 70s, only about 1 in 10 couples lived together before getting married. A tiny fraction. Fast forward to today, and that number has exploded to 80%. That is not a small change. That's a massive cultural earthquake. Moving in together has pretty much replaced marriage as that first major test of a relationship. So yeah, what was once kind of taboo is now the standard playbook. For 4 out of every 5 couples who recently got married, their journey to the altar made a very important stop at a shared front door first. It's just the new normal. But wait, the evolution doesn't stop there. As people are designing their own paths to partnership, they're also completely redesigning the structure of the partnerships themselves. That traditional 2-person, totally exclusive model, it's just not the only option on the table anymore. And an entirely new vocabulary is springing up to describe these new models. I mean, you've got situationships, right? Those romantic connections that don't have clear labels. Or platonic life partnerships, where people build a life on a deep, non-romantic bond. Then you've got co-romancing to describe bonds within polyamory. I mean, the sheer variety here just shows this incredible shift towards total personalization. And if you think this is just some niche thing, well, the data tells a different story. A YouGov survey found that only about half, just 56% of Americans actually say complete monogamy is their ideal. And get this, research shows that more than 1 in 5 people have already tried some form of consensual non-monogamy. The ideal itself is changing. So with all of these new ways of being together come new challenges, right? It makes sense. So how are modern partners navigating all these new complexities and trying to strengthen their bonds in a world filled with some pretty unique 21st century pressures? Let's talk about a problem our grandparents definitely never had to think about: technofurence. You know exactly what this is. It's that moment when your partner is physically right there with you, but mentally, they are lost in their phone. A Pew survey found that 51% of people in relationships feel this, and it's becoming a major source of disconnection. So, in response, The whole idea of what's romantic is getting a serious upgrade. Look at this. It's like an in and out list. The old candlelit dinner is being replaced by things like biometrically responsive room lighting. Instead of just a massage for two, couples are practicing mindfulness together. It's a real shift away from just consuming stuff toward creating active, shared experiences that build a deeper connection. And the support systems are evolving right along with them. I mean, modern couples therapy is moving way beyond just teaching people how to communicate better. Now it's about digging into the deeper stuff, like past trauma or attachment issues. The focus is on creating real emotional safety. And this part is crucial. It's adapting to actually be responsive to all these new, diverse relationship models we've been talking about. This quote from Martin Raymond really just captures the essence of this entire shift perfectly. It's not about trying to fit yourself into some pre-made box anymore. It's about looking inward, communicating, and literally building a relationship structure that is custom-made for the people in it. It's all about personalizing your desires. So the old traditional script for love and commitment, it's been tossed out. The path isn't all laid out for us anymore. And in its place is just a blank page, which gives us the freedom, but also the challenge to answer the question for ourselves. What story are you going to write?